Good win. I mean, good win for us. Obviously, it was one of those kind of games where we got to go out and um, execute, work on some things. For me, I was able to mix and match some lineups that we wanted to see how they were going to work, and obviously understanding that we are a work in progress. And so I was very pleased. We went out, we played some groups, the starters, and then we had some rotations where we went really big. Had some rotations where we went small, and just really everything we threw out there. I felt like we saw some positivity from, and it's a lot of things we can work with. So very pleased. Georgia and I talked before the game, and it was one of those games I let her know that we were going to, uh, you know, throw the lineup around a little bit, and I said just make sure, essentially, you're taking care of whoever's out there, and she did so, and obviously in a fashion where she had 16 assists and one turnover, which was really really impressive. So she did a tremendous job. Um, I thought Clara Strack was obviously she's probably very quiet in here, but that's my baby. She shows flashes of being a really good, and she had a really good week of practice. And we wanted to see her work a little bit with Liz out on the floor. I really liked what I saw in that, and I think she's going to be able to continue to help us. So I was very pleased with her performance and everyone. I thought we shot the three well, and we have those capabilities. I think the impressive thing is not the 12 threes that we made, but that we had them from six different people. It just goes to show you that a lot of people can step up and can really knock down the shots for us. And we were actually in the last couple minutes, Clara was going to get her opportunity because she can shoot the three as well. So, but we just have a lot of different weapons, and I was pleased with our effort tonight.
Start on the right. Kenny, as a coach, how much fun is it for you and the staff to be able to mix and match, to be able to kind of throw something in the pot and see if it works, and then pull it out and do something different?
Yeah, this is new territory for me. We've in the past we've been have a short bench and not as deep as we are this year. Obviously, kids that are on the bench are inexperienced, but they're extremely talented. They have tools that can really help us in a lot of different ways. And they're all they're just fighting for opportunities, and when they get them, they're taking advantage of them. So it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun that knowing that you have so many different weapons that you can use, but it's also a little bit frustrating because you need some kind of separation to understand, okay, who you're going to depend on, who you're going to go with. And right now we're just trying to figure it out, but a lot of kids are making a case for themselves.
How important is it for you all to see the youngsters out on the floor performing when the lights are on?
Yeah, very important. It was an ideal situation for us to play Iowa, the second game of the year, with this inexperienced group. I think I mentioned it before. We were playing Iowa, and they didn't have anybody that was new. Everyone had been on their team, the previous year, and we had 7 out of our 10 were new to us, and we were trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. Every time they shoot it, I'm like, okay, is she a gamer? Does she perform well when the lights are on? But I like what I see, and I think we have a lot of kids who can step up and contribute for us.
Kenny, obviously you guys had a tough loss against Iowa. How nice was it to get back on the court, and then how nice was it to see your team respond the way it did?
It was wonderful. And I think this week since Iowa, we had a couple of days off, and then we had 3 days of practice. And this time of the year, you don't usually get 3 days of practice, so that was gold for us, and we needed it. And we got in, and we worked on some things that we didn't do well against Iowa, and individually and team-wise, and for the kids too, especially the young kids. Some of them didn't get to play much. Clara Strack played 20 seconds, I think it was, against Iowa. And after the game, I said, I praised her. I said, you had the best 20 seconds that I've ever seen, because she went out, she got an offensive rebound, she collected it, she gave us another possession, and she had been displaying that a lot. She's a really good rebounder, and so I made it a point to put her in a rotation in practice with Liz to see how that was going to work, and we had 3 days to do it. And it wasn't just one day, okay, let me see how it is. We had 3 days to do it. And I liked what I saw, and we went with it, and it gave her that opportunity. So it was really good. And then to come out, like, we didn't get this game right here until I think it was like September the 1st. We needed this game. Otherwise, we would have played Thursday against Iowa and not played again until Monday against UNCG. So although I said practice is gold, we don't have that much gold. We need some games, and but this game was really good for us.
Um, to Georgia, 16 assists.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a point guard
I
with those
have.
numbers?
I have. I was telling the staff after the end of the game, I said, the most dominant game that I've ever had a player. Liz is at 42. I've had a player at JMU had 42 one time. A couple players at JMU had 40. And the most dominating game that I've ever seen was a team was pressing us, and Andre Benvenuto, she's actually come to several games. She's a big fan of Georgia's, and she watches all of our games. And she had 16 assists, 1 turnover, ironically, but she had no points. And that was one of the most dominating performances I've ever seen. And then for Georgia to come out here and quietly have 16 assists, but again, it just goes to show you her versatility. She can score like 31 like she did against Iowa, or she can facilitate like she did tonight with 16 assists. And if it had been a different kind of game, she could have gone for 20. But that's the kind of player she is. She's just really in tune to what the team needs.
Rose was somebody, she didn't play a whole lot last week against Iowa. Liz mentioned that she had a really, really good week of practice. What did you like? She started really hot. What did you like what you saw from her tonight?
What I liked about her was more before tonight. It was her attitude right after the Iowa game. She took accountability. She wasn't pointing fingers. She wasn't, moping around. It was like, okay, when's practice? I got to get out here and I got to fix it. She took ownership of her performance, and she got better. She had a really good week, as Liz mentioned. She had a really good week of practice, and that made me happy because I didn't have to, stroke her ego or put my arm around her. She just came to work, and she had a really good week. And anything we were trying to teach her, she was like a sponge, and she was trying to, soak it all up. And that was a direct correlation to the way she played today because she was ready to come out. And we're moving some things around to try to get her where she's going to be comfortable. We can actually move it around a little bit. Instead of Liz getting beat up all the time and double team and triple team down low, we can flip-flop them, and Liz can be the high post person throwing it in. I think she had a couple assists to Rose tonight, and that's where Rose is really comfortable. And Liz is really comfortable, too, shooting that little 15, 17-footer. So, we're just trying to figure out who we are, and tonight was a good test for us.
On the left with Thomas.
You mentioned mixing up the lineups late in the game. I saw Kayla Ke. She was running the offense. Is that something we're going to see more?
Yeah, it's something that we're working on. Obviously, Georgia can't play every second a point guard, and we're going to need multiple people. Carly does a good job of running our offense, but Kayla is capable. Kayla played point guard in high school, and so she has those capabilities. We're trying to institute that back with her, that mentality. She understands the offense as well as anybody, even from the point guard spot. And I think even we had Kayla running the point while Georgia was in a couple times so that we could move Georgia around, kind of like a slot receiver. You don't kind of like CeeDee Lamb. You don't want him always to be out on the wing. Put him back in the backfield, let him come out the backfield. You know what I mean, Mark? And so, but we're going to move Georgia around so people can't just really lock in and focus on where she is at the top of the key.
Like Lamb, George, and Kayla are champions, so that's a good
How long did it take you to come up with that one? You over there stewing with that one, huh?
You've never had 16 assists in a game, correct? Is that?
Sure I did. No, I have not.
Obviously, with this most lopsided win in school history, did you kind of see this coming at all when you looked at film? Did you feel this was going to be a particularly advantageous matchup for you? Or?
Yeah, I mean, and again, they do a really good job. They had a good year last year, and I think they've had some little injury bug with them this year. But we really felt like if we just take care of ourselves, like we watched film and we knew what they were going to do, but we just really walked out there and said, okay, this is more about us. Just really trying to figure out who we are, and because we still don't know. We still don't know, and I think we're getting closer to trying to figure it out who we are. But we didn't say, hey, this is a great game for us to do this, great game for us to do that. And no disrespect to our opponent, but we knew that if we came out and we played well, we had a chance to really shine.
And then since signing day was last week, can you give us a little thumbnail about what you like about the three kids you signed?
It kind of came and went because I think we were playing Iowa the day that they were all signing. But I'm really excited about this group. As we continue to build, the foundation will forever be, freshmen coming in, and we'll supplement. We'll make sure we're on the transfer portal, but we don't want to go strictly transfer portal. So we have to have kids that we're going to build a foundation with. And the three that we have, some people are ranked it really high, And you can start it off with Maya Hazelton, who's been committed for a long time. I think she's going to be, she's a raw athlete. She's going to be a work in progress, but what she has, you can't teach. And she's a 6'4" athlete. She runs the floor. She's very bouncy. Starting to develop her skill set. Where she can shoot from the outside, but just a lot of energy. A lot of energy. Is extremely excited about being a Hokie. Has been committed to us for a couple of years, and we're excited about what she can bring. Then obviously Lexi Blue from Florida had a lot of wonderful opportunities. She could have gone to a lot of different schools. Was ranked pretty well, but she shoots the ball extremely well. She's a long guard. 6'1", maybe 6'2", and again, it kind of goes with the theme of what we're trying to create: length on the wings and shoot it, and ability to shoot it. Smart player, and then Clara Silva, 6'7", long, and we knew, like, she's playing in a little semi-pro league right now, which is probably, it's not like college, but it's way better than high school here because they're playing against grown women. And the other night she had like 28 and 10. She has a really soft touch around the basket. She's very long and athletic. She's taller than Liz. She came on her visit, and she's taller than Liz. Obviously, she needs to get stronger. But some of the people who run scouting services said that if she were in the United States, she would be a top 10 player. And I agree with that. And you add that with the class that we have. Clara Strack. All right, Clara Strack is supposed to be getting ready for a high school game right now. Okay, she doesn't turn 18 until the end of this month, and if her parents didn't skip her a grade, she would have been in high school right now. And I promise you, if Clara Strack was in high school right now, she'd be a top 20 player in that class. And so, the future is bright, and we're building it. We're doing it the right way. We're bringing kids in who really fit our system, our philosophy, and I'm excited about what these kids are going to add along with the class that we have right now.
Second row on the left.
Of the newer and younger players that have been added to the team this year, has anyone really stood out to you so far that might be able to step into a bigger role?
Which day are you talking about? Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday?
Like today.
They all have their moments. They do. They're extremely talented, and one day they come in and Karis might have a really good day. The next day, Samaya might have a really good day. The next day, Clara Strack is going to have a really good day. We got to remember, Carly Wenzel is still a freshman. This is her third game as well. So they all have their days, and that's what we're searching for: the consistency from someone that kind of separates themselves from the pack. And otherwise, you're just going to be playing musical chairs and throwing them in, and whatever the situation dictates. But they all have the capabilities, and they're fun to work with. But we have to just continue to remember that they are freshmen every day.
Go to Paul for one, then David for one to finish.
You mentioned Carly. Can you tell us about kind of her growth last year? All she got to do was practice. She knew she was not going to play. This year, contributing meaningful minutes, meaningful points. I think she had a great game against Iowa personally. What have you seen from her growth-wise on the court?
All right, first and foremost, like there's some young bucks here. They won't understand this, but there's a show called Everyone Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone loves Carly.
Yeah.
All right, everyone loves Carly, and everyone wants Carly to succeed. Last year she was like the little sister. Everybody just kind of took care of her. She didn't have to play, but she was very energetic, in everything she was doing. Learned a lot from the people she was playing against. Carry it over to this year. She's been a little bit inconsistent in practice. But she's been, very consistent in the games, and we love that. She adds an element to us that we have the capabilities of not dropping off when she comes in. And she's inexperienced, and she makes some plays sometimes, like some people will go, wow, and then she'll make some plays, you'll go, wow, so it's just, you have to live with that because she's a freshman, but she's extremely talented, and she can do a lot of things that some people can't do on our team. And so she's going to add value to what we do and how we're doing it. And it's just easy to root for. It's fun to root for her because she's a wonderful kid. She has so much energy, and she's just Carly. Everyone loves her, and I think she's going to be a big force for us this year.
Last one for David.
You mentioned that Clara should probably be in high school right now, and she had 19 and 8 tonight. What have you worked on with her? I know you said you've been moving her around in lineups, but what are you looking to see out of her, for her to earn your trust, for her to get on the court more in maybe bigger situations?
She has to grow up a little bit, and I don't mean that in a negative way. She's very smart. Like a lot of the things that she does, they're very reminiscent of Elizabeth Kitley as a freshman. I mean, from the way they walk in, and Liz was young, was 17 when she got here. Clara was 17 when she got here. Clara's probably more skilled. As a matter of fact, I know Clara's more skilled at the same juncture. You know, now Liz took a tremendous leap from freshman to sophomore year. That remains to be seen with Clara and what she's going to be able to do. But Clara is more mobile. She's more mobile. She handles the ball a little bit better than Liz. And she's tough. You know, she's tough. We watch them play in practice, and what I think I've said it before, and what she might not have in foot speed, she makes up for it, because when she gets to the basket, even though she might be slower than some of the other perimeter defenders, she doesn't ever lose the fact that she's 6'5". And like, she chased down a couple today, and somebody beat her off the dribble, and she was able to go and contest the shot, block the shot, and she's another rebounder for us. She's very physical. All right, she's very physical. She does little things, like she's our best screen setter. She's our best post feeder as from a post position. She shoots the ball well. I think she hit 2 little mid-range shots today from the corner, and she wants to get better. You know, she, like, I do all of her workouts just like I did Liz's, and so I'll work Liz out, and then Clara will come in, and I'll do pretty much the same kind of workout. They don't look the same yet, but you know, the way she's gotten better since the day she walked in here, it's showing. And then she's a very quiet kid, but she will constantly, hey coach, what do I need to do better to do this? Hey coach, can we watch film tomorrow? Hey coach, can I do this? You know, so she's coming out of her shell, and that's showing me that she wants to be great. You know, and obviously with Clara Silva coming in, I have to have them to play together. You know, we're in a time where so many people are going small. I think we can impose our will if we can hang with you while you're small, and then we go down the offensive end, we shoot it, then she'll go and she'll get an offensive rebound and stick it. And that's how we're going to be able to play some this year. But she's going to be really good because she wants to be good, and she's smart. And she says things in a practice or during a defensive possession, she's right, but she's just very quiet. You know, Liz might scream it, and it's right, and it's loud. Clara says it, it's right, but it's really quiet. So she needs to learn to come out of her shell and, you know, be more boisterous and be a little bit more active. And if she can do those kind of things, then I think that she's going to be a tremendous plus for us.